is finally dried, and what I want to do is put this in the kiln along with another sculpture. You know, this was a experimental sculpture, and I do like all the marks. You know, you can see a lot of the brush strokes, the tools. I love that, and that's kind of like what Canova had in his sculptures, his terracottas. And even then, I went back to look at his old terracottas, and they are much less detailed. So I think I went a little bit overboard with the amount of detail in this sculpture. But this one is ready to be fired. And of course, I did hollow it out. If you see there, underneath, it's pretty hollow. So we are going to be putting this in the kiln today. I'm going to show you the process that I do to get this fired. You might be wondering, how much do these cost? You'll be surprised to find out that used kilns, I bought this used, are very cheap. You don't have to use a kiln. You could even dig a pit in the ground, but it'll be much harder to control the temperature. This one is a Paragon kiln. They're very expensive. I think I bought this for, $75, barely used, and it's got some issues. I can't really control the temperature that well, but there is a way to do it. So if you look inside, I have this. I'm gonna lay the sculpture here, and I'm gonna turn it on over here on the side, and this thing is gonna power up. One thing I'm gonna say about this is that I had to squeeze this thing in here, and the width, or the length, is actually longer than the kiln. So what I have to do is I prop this thing up, and I set the sculpture kind of diagonally. Means that when I put it in, this little bit broke off. It's actually not that bad. It's just the corner of the platform. But I'm going to leave it here on the base because that's going to fire, and if I want, I can just glue it back together. So right now, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to hit my on button here. Now remember, this is kind of like not in great shape anymore. And then I'm going to put this on high because it only goes up on high. I'm going to put this on off. This one is going to be on off. Put it on low up in the top. That way it heats up, and it's already heating up. And I'm just going to let this fire with this open. Here we go, guys. This is the sculpture. It worked out just fine. It fired without breaking. And all you really have to do is put a little bit of wax. The wax that I use is a brown wax. And what that does is that it knocks off that really nasty kind of clay feel. You know, if you ever touched a red brick, it's got like not a very pleasing touch. But now with this, you apply a coat of wax. I used a brush to apply the coat of wax, and then I used a cloth to buff it. So that's why there's like a shine to it. If you want a deeper shine, you just buff it even more. Just using your hand, you know, you're watching TV or whatever, just keep doing that, and it will start looking much better. But let me show you this. That's what the terracotta looks like underneath. There's a couple of cracks where I joined the clay. That's usually the hardest part, is joining things together. See, there's like a little cracks. And then I just dug all of this in. And a little bit of an issue that sometimes happens when you lift it up, and sometimes it's drying this kind of curled up. And that has more to do with the way I put in the clay and let it dry, so it kind of just curved up a bit, but it's no big deal. But I love that this is the color of the terracotta, and it feels good to the touch. So with the wax and the terracotta, you see all the brush marks, and that's one of the things I was really trying to replicate with the Canova style sketch, is all the tool marks are there. I didn't try to hide it. I left things intentionally there to create this variety of line. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.